عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة يا غريب يا شهيد كربلاء فيا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. I begin in the name of the Almighty God, the Compassionate, the Merciful, the one who has created everything in utmost perfection. And may His peace and blessing be upon His pure Prophet, the peak of His creation, the symbol of humanity, the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And upon his beloved progeny, the Ahlul Bayt, especially the savior of our time, Al-Imam Al-Hujjah, Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. May Allah hasten in His reappearance. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, I see suitable that extend my condolences to our brothers that are in this majlis, and it's our honor that we have them, inshallah, that may God bless and forgive their descended one, and inshallah He will be with His leaders, His imams in the heavens, inshallah, with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قال الله تعالى في محكم كتاب الشريف وقوله حق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وجعلنا منهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Illuminate your hearts and minds and this gathering with a loud salawat. After the tragedy of Karbala, we look at the tragedy of Karbala. First of all, the history of Imam Hossein is different than the histories of other Imams. All Imams in their life story, in their lifetime that they were alive, all of the Imams, they would talk about the first belief that we have until the last belief. They would talk about everything. Each step that they had was a lesson for us. From the Prophet, from Bibi Zahra, from Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, all of them. But their timeline was long. Prophet, 23 years or more. Imam Ali, you see from his birth until his death. All was his story, but 63 years. The beauty of Karbala is that in 4 months, 5 months, you see that all of the beliefs, all of the faiths, all of the practices that we have in Islam were in this 5 months. Imam Hussein told us, showed us all of it in 5 months. So if you go and see these 5 months, study these 5 months, you're going to learn, it's going to be a package for Islam. All of Islam's narrations, all of Islam's teachings, you can find it in the story of Karbala. So after the tragedy of Ashura, we usually see before it, like 4 months before, Imam Hussein moved to Mecca, and from Medina to Mecca. After Mecca, he went to Kufa. 2 months he was in Mecca. He went to Kufa. They went in front of him. He turned to Karbala. Karbala, what happened? And then on the day of Ashura, he was martyred. We see until that. But after it, it was another story. The same story of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, but in a different path. We see it. They took the women's after Imam Hussein alayhi salam, almost 20, 30 peoples were after Imam Hussein alayhi salam, women's and children, 30 to 40, they say. They took them first to Kufa, and then to Sham, and then to Medina, and then they came back to Karbala. On the 40th, after 40 days, they came back to Karbala. That we have Ziyarat al-Arba'in is for this. 40 days after the martyr of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And when they wanted to take them as captives, and they wanted to take this woman to captives to these cities, they asked Umar ibn Sa'd that, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? They asked Shimr, let them be here. Let them be here, and they will die, or they will, I don't know, they will have their own story. Why should we take them? Umar Sa'd and Shimr, they said that we want to destroy them. That was their thought. We want to destroy them. We want to crush their dignity. Whatever they have, whatever honor they had, until now we want it to be crushed. No dignity, no honor will be stayed after this stage. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had another plan. And in this plan, not only was their dignity not got crushed, but the other side. Everybody after that went against Umar Sa'd, Shimr and Yazid because of the ladies of Karbala. Because of that, they went against them. And we learn from Bibi Zainab, Bibi Ruqayya. We learn this lesson from them. One lesson. They have a lot that we can learn, but this very, very important lesson that is related to our time is that we look at them and we find the meaning of waiting. Al-intidhar. We find that meaning in them. Bibi Ruqayya, she waited 30 days until she could see the head of his father. 30 days. Every day she would say, where is my father? Where is my father? We find the meaning of waiting in Bibi Ruqayya. And we call ourselves Al-Muntadhar. We are waiting. So we have to learn this. What qualities did Bibi Ruqayya have that we should have too? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The first quality that we find is patience. Somebody that is waiting has patience. Has sabr. The first quality, the most important one is sabr. They are always patient. And in this day, we have to be patient. We have to be patient. In two ways. We have patience is divided in two. One of it is patience in difficulties. When we reach a difficulty, when we have a difficulty, it strikes us. We have to be patient in that point. And unfortunately, in these days, we see that the level of patience has all went down. We go through difficulties in every part of our lives. And this world is made on difficulties. This world is made on difficulties. هذا دار الابتلاء. It's all for tests. It's all for difficulties. One companion went to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, and he's Allahumma salli ala. Went to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and asked him that I do this dua. I do this dua. I want it to be accepted. Imam Sadiq said, okay, what's the dua? He said, I ask Allah, I supplicate to Allah that, Ya Allah, do not test me in this dunya. I do this. The Imam said that your dua is not going to be accepted. He said, why? It's dua. I'm asking Allah. I want it. He said, because this world is made for bala, is made for tests, is made for trials. This dunya is for this. He said, okay, what should I do? What dua can I do? I don't want to go through difficulties. I don't want to lose my faith. He said, do this dua, that tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, turn my tests and trials to easy ones, that I can pass it and not lose my faith in it. You're going to test me in any way, put it the easiest ones. I don't want to go through difficulties. Help me. Help me through these tests until I can save my faith. We go through this. We lose our lovely ones. We lose them. And then what we suddenly see, people become angry in this position when they are. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like me anymore. Why? Because I lost my dad. I lost my mother. This world is for this. You can't live 200 years, 300 years. You're going to die at one point. Your lovely one, you have to face this reality. This world is going to be the end. It has an end point. It's not today, it's tomorrow. Not tomorrow, 1 year later. Not 1 year later, after that. You're going to lose them. You have to face this reality. It's a very dark one, but you have to face it. And they were here, and when they were here, we were blessed with them. After that, we're not blessed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Everybody is for Allah, and everybody's going to go back to Him. That's it. Sometimes we make a big deal. Yes, I understand it. It's very hard. Why? Because it was your loved one. Either it's your mother, either it's your father, either it's your son, children. Inshallah, nobody will feel these pains, inshallah, and these difficulties with Allah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. But it's a difficulty, and we have to have sabr. Don't we lose our patience in this way. But Bibi Zainab didn't lose her patience. After Imam Hussein, she kept that. In the way of Kufa and Sham, you never see that she says, Ya Allah, why am I here? Never did she say that. Never did she lose her faith. The worst difficulties she had. She lost 2 of her children, the children of Imam Hussein, his brothers, Abu al-Fadl Abbas, Imam Hussein, her nephews, all of them, she lost them. But when Yazid asks her that, what did you see in this way? She said, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila. Whatever I saw was beauty. That's patience. That is patience. We go through difficulties right now. In this country, because of difficulties, we lose our faith. We go and enter some other paths. We have, for an example, low income. We don't have a job. We lose our job. And then suddenly we see that person becomes depressed. He doesn't get accepted in his college. The interview goes bad. He loved to go to that college, but he didn't go. He wasn't accepted. He loses his faith. Suddenly everything changes. Oh Allah, I did dua for you. I supplicated. You didn't hear me. And I don't have faith in you. We talked about this before. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His own reasons. He never does dhulm. In the ayat al-Quran we see He never does dhulm. He doesn't have oppression on people. And if He does that, I don't want that God. With my own intellect, we find this, that I don't want a God that oppresses others. He is dhalim. I don't want that. If He's dhalim, that's not my God. Even if we didn't have any ayat, any verses, we would say that I don't want this God, that He oppresses others. No. So, if I do a dua and it's not accepted, it has a reason. He's not oppressing me. I know that. He doesn't do dhulm. Maybe it was something better. He has a better path for me. Or it's a trial. It's a test. It's an exam. You have to go through it. Like people that are born with, like they are handicapped. They have disabilities. What do they go through? Okay, right now I didn't get accepted. I proposed to somebody, she rejected. I wanted to go to this job, I interviewed, they didn't accept me. And others and others and others. So and so. And then we suddenly lose our faith. It's just see those people that are born with disabilities. That's their test. And it's so hard. Would you change your test with them? No. You won't lose your health in that way just to be accepted in college. No, you won't. Every test is different. And those that have disabilities, just look at them. You pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that thank you, I don't have this problem. I have other problems, but thank you, I don't have this. So that's one type of test, and we lose our faith. We don't have patience in this position that we are. The second one that we have to do, and it's very hard, it's difficult, is patience in ma'asiyah, in sins. When we face a place, especially in this country, that if I go here, I will reach a sin. I will do a sin. I will do a bad thing. If I go there, that's going to happen. I have to have patience. It's hard for me to not go. It's hard for me to not have a haram income. If I get a haram income, my income will be 10 times more than right now. If I go and like plant, I don't know, weed or other stuff that we have. If I do that, or if I sell alcohol, for example, or I myself, I want to drink alcohol. I want to get relief from this. But I have patience. I don't do that sin. Right now in this country, you want to go in a relationship. In a haram relationship, you can go easily. In a halal one, it's difficult. Find somebody in the community that matches you, that you like, their parents accept. It's hard. Their faith is good. That's hard. But go outside, you can find so many. You can find them. Easily, you can fall in this haram relationship. Easily. But what you do, sabr, you're patient. You say, Ya Allah, I'm going through difficulties right now. It's hard for me to not attend these. But I'm patient. I'm patient. You help me go through this. Allah gave me that patience. Give me that patience until I can be faithful and I can pass this difficulty. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And also we see other problems that we have in this patience. Like sisters, how easy it is to not have hijab. Even the men. Not wear modest clothes. How easy is it? It's very easy. And it's very good for us. If we see it just with our materialistic view, it's very good. If you don't wear modest clothes, if you don't wear hijab, it's going to be easier. No difficulty with the hot weather. No difficulty with other people. They look you in a different way. You don't have those difficulties. Just if you just wear like them. Wear your clothes like them. That's it. But you go through this difficulty and you have patience. You have patience in this difficulty. And you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let me go through this patience. That was the first thing that we learned from them. From the Ahlul Bayt, we learned from Bibi Zainab, after Karbala, she was a muntadir. She was waiting. Bibi Ruqayyah was waiting. The first thing that they had, the first quality in that trait that we see is patience. The second one is hope, is raja. They were never hopeless. Never, ever they were hopeless. They always had hope that this situation will be better. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help them. They never lost that hope that they had. And in this day, we have the most important person in our lives that we shouldn't lose our hope, but we lose it. We say, okay, we're hopeless. I don't have any hope anymore to anybody. Who was that? That's the Imam al-Hujjah, Ajallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Allah. The Imam of our time is our hope. Don't say we are hopeless. He is our hope. When you reach the end, He's going to help you. He is here. The first person that we have to go, unfortunately, in our difficulties, when we hit a wall, the last person that we go is our Imam. Go ask him. The last person that comes to our mind is our Imam. We go ask our dad and then our mother and then our friends, our relatives, that can you help me? I'm in difficulty. But our Imam is the last one. The first one should be your imam. He is alive. I have talked about this, I don't know how many times, that sometimes we live like a person that only has 11 imams. We are 12. We believe in 12 imams. And the 12th one is alive. He is alive right now, and he is doing stuff. He is the Khalifatullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put him here with authority, and he is doing what he should do. One of them is helping us. He is here for our help in this country that we are hopeless from others. Only we have our community. Only we have our relatives. That's it. Nobody else. Only we have them, and in some situations, they're not even there for us. In that situation, the first person should be your imam. Go ask him. What's the problem? We say just one Ya Sahib al-Zaman. What's the problem? You find a difficulty, talk to the imam. Like I said in other speeches, that we have this narration from Imam Rida alayhi salam that al-Imam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, that our imam is al-Abu Shafiq. He is like a father that is compassionate. When you feel like you are hitting the wall, you're crushed, everything is at the end, usually the first person you go to is your father. And he is there for you. The imam is exactly like that. He doesn't say Kal Abu Shafiq. He's not like that. He says Al Abu Shafiq. Exactly like he is exactly a compassionate father. Exactly him. So whatever you want, ask him. Wal al-barratu ala walad al-saghir. And just like a mother that is compassionate to the children, is merciful to her child, small child that she has. How compassionate, how merciful, how much love does she have? The imam is exactly like this to us. Exactly that. But we always go to others. He is there. He can do anything for you. He has the permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we always go the last one. Even if we go to Imam Hossein, but our responsibility, what we should do is first go to our Imam. Ask him, because of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, help me. We go ask our Imam that for Imam Hussein, help me. And I talked about this story many times. That in the time of Muawiyah asked Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein and Qais ibn Sa'ad ibn Ubadah to come to the palace of them in Sham. They went there. They asked, Muawiyah told Qais to pledge to him. Give bay'ah to him. Qais went up to pledge to him, but he wanted permission from the Imams. The Imams were there, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. He looked at them. But he looked first at who? At Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam told him that, why are you looking at me? Look at Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Why? لأنه إمامي. He is my Imam. He is also the Imam of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in that time. So you can't go through Imam Hussein to Imam Hassan. You have to go the other way. In this time, you have to go through Imam Mahdi to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That's the path. If you want to be a Husseini, you first have to be a Mahdawi. You first have to like Imam Zaman. You have to go through that position, in that permission, and then you can be a Husseini. That's the way, that's the path. And that narration shows us. Qais ibn Sa'ad, maybe in his mind was this narration. Al-Imaman, Imam Hassan wal Imam Hussein, Imaman, Qama or Qa'ida. Either they fight against others. Either they both sit and do nothing, they are Imam. Imam Hussein was Imam, was infallible. If he would told you something in the time of Imam Hassan, you should do what he says. Why? Because he is also an Imam. He is Hujjah. He is the valid person on this world, the leader. But when there is Imam Hassan and Imam Hossein, or other Imams, like in the time of Amir al-Mu'minin, or the time of Prophet, there was the Prophet, Imam Ali alayhi salam, Bibi Fatima, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, 5 people. But you should hear the first one. Who was that? Prophet. You should hear the Prophet. After that, Amir al-Mu'minin. After that, Bibi Fatima. After that, Imam Hassan. After that, Imam Hussein. So if you go to their house and you look at Imam Hussein alayhi salam, you're doing the wrong thing. You should have looked at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallu ala Muhammad wa alim. Whatever we do in these days is only accepted because our Imam. What do we say in the verses of Quran? And we then explain it. تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالْرُوحُ فِيهَا. In the Laylatul Qadr, the nights of Qadr and month of Ramadan, we say the Malaika go to our Imam. تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ فِي who? The Imam of our time. Each year, he is that person that signs your amal that are accepted. If he doesn't sign, if he doesn't accept that, all of what you did is going to be gone. Why? Because he didn't accept it. And that's the way we go through. So the second quality that they had was faith. The first one was patience. The second one was faith. And the third quality that they had, that we have to be sure we always have to do this, is they had that movement. They acted. They just didn't sit. They didn't say that, okay, we are in a tragedy today. There was a big difficulty. Our beloved ones were killed. That's a hard difficulty. For 40 days, we are only going to sit. We're going to sit down in our house and just cry. They didn't do that. Right after they were in that position, they were captives, but still they acted. They did what they should have done. They had responsibilities, they did that. And we have this famous phrase that Karbala dar Karbala mimand agar Zainab nabud. Karbala would be still, the story of Karbala wouldn't reach us if Zainab wouldn't go outside of Karbala. If she wouldn't go, move to Kufa, Sham, Medina, the story of Karbala would have stayed in Karbala and we wouldn't know about it. We wouldn't know about it. That's how important Bibi Zainab was. That's how important. She acted upon what she knew. She knew about this tragedy. She felt the responsibility that I have to tell everybody. In the Majlis of Umar ibn Sa'd, in the Majlis of Ibn Ziyad and Yazid, everybody is against you. They are laughing at you. You enter as captives. They look at you as slaves. In that position, with that dignity that you have, she stands up and gives a sermon. A beautiful one, not just one that is weak. One that after people start crying, they were laughing, they start crying. They change their perspectives, their sides. And look, a lady in that time, women and lady weren't respected. In that time, after Rasulullah, they still had a bad look at them. They didn't love the ladies. They didn't love the women. They didn't respect them. They didn't have any honor in the eyes of the men. One lady, one woman, stood up and changed everything. She acted upon what she knew. In the time of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, sallu ala Muhammad wa alim. So before there wasn't any social media, and whoever wanted to tell about religion, talk about religion, they had to put classes, they had to put places. And what would they do in that time? Each year the imams, usually they used to live in Medina. And if they didn't live in Medina, usually each year that they went to Hajj, they would go back to Medina and they would stay there. They would put a tent, and people that had questions, each year they would get those questions. They would gather those questions, and one person would be sent, and they would ask all the questions that they had. So it was a big gathering. The Imam would sit, and sometimes other companions, big and honorable companions, elders, would sit with the Imam. And they had this majlis. So the brother of Zurara is one of the best companions that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says that if there was no Zurara, that the traditions of my father, all the narrations of my father would be removed. Because of Zurara, it stayed. He helped. That's a great companion. Zurara and his brother, and he had 4 brothers that helped Imam alayhi salam. So there was Zurara, there was other companions, there was also the brother of Zurara. The brother of Zurara says that we were sitting in front of the Imam in this tent on the time of Hajj. And we were asking questions and we were talking, but the Imam was waiting for somebody. Always he would open the tent and would look outside and always was waiting. We thought that he is waiting for some of his relatives, somebody that is elder, somebody very important. What he was doing, he was always waiting. In that gathering, he was waiting for them. Suddenly one person enters. A person enters and he says, Wallahu al-Hashim. This is the person that I'm waiting. And we saw him, that person that entered. How old he was. They say that he still didn't have any facial hair. It was just growing. That means the age of like 12, 13. And then the Imam stands up for him. And tells him that come sit next to me. All the elders are here. All the elders. The honorable companions. Those that are important. Not those that are like not even religious. No. The companions that Imam also loves. But Imam alayhi salam tells him to come sit next to me. So this question came up. Like, what did he do? That he is that important to the Imam. That honorable. What did this person do? Imam alayhi salam says that this is Hisham ibn Hakam. And what did he do? Innahu nasiruna. He helps us. In which way? بِقَلْبِهِ. First of all, he has faith in us. نَاصِرُنَا بِقَلْبِهِ. He helps us with his faith. He believes in us. وَلِسَانِهِ. He talks about us. He protects us with his tongue. With his speech. وَيَدِهِ. نَاصِرُنَا بِقَلْبِهِ وَلِسَانِهِ وَيَدِهِ. 3 important attributes. First of all, he has faith in us. He never lost his faith. With his qalb, with his heart, he believes in us. Second of all, he talks about us. Each level is getting harder. First of all, he has faith in our heart. That's the easiest. Okay, keep that faith in your heart. The second is showing that with your tongue. That's another level that's harder. Telling other people's. Imam Rida alayhi salam, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Imam Rida alayhi salam, he says that if people knew the beauty of our words, they would become Shia. They would believe in us. They would follow us. If they knew only the beauty of our words. That's it. Tell them the beauty of our words. Talk to them. What Islam has. It's so rich. And I ask all of you, please educate yourself with the teachings of Islam. Because every one of you has a job, has a friend, is in a place that can talk about this. And you can tell your teachers, you can tell your co-workers, you can tell your friends about the beauty of Islam. Just recite the Quran. Just recite Nahjul Balagha. How beautiful it is in that pastime. Like one of our friends, he said that In one city, he took a banner and he wrote down this word of Amir al-Mu'minin to Malik Ashtar. Malik Ashtar was one of his companions that he sent to Misr. And he was a governor of Misr. Amir al-Mu'minin gives him a letter that please, if you want to be a good governor, you have to use these rules that I am telling you. One of them was that people, either they are a brother of faith to you, either they're the same faith that you have, they are Muslim, or they are brother of humanity. The word that today they say. They say if you're not religious, at least have humanity. Be a human, be a good one, be a good person. That's the word they say. Today, in the time of Amir al-Mu'minin, he would have sent this to Malik Ashtar. Even because neither you have to respect him because of his faith. He's a Muslim. That's one situation. But if he's not a Muslim, if they are not a Muslim, they are insan. They are the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So respect him. So respect him. That's the word today say. They say after what happened in Europe, Renaissance. After that, they said we don't want religious, but what do we want? They didn't have any religion until World War II. After that, they said, oh my God, this world is just being corrupted. Right after Renaissance, when they said we don't want any religion, 2 wars happened. World War I and II. The most killing wars in history happened after that time. So they said, okay, we need one rule. We need something. The people are just killing each other. We need something that to be here. What did they say? They put this phrase up. That humanity, be a good one. Be a good human. That's what they said. Amir al-Mu'minin, 14 centuries ago, he told to his governor that either you have to respect them because of their faith or because they are a human being. That's the beauty of the words of Amir al-Mu'minin. And that's just one of it. That's just one of it. Just go and recite Nahj al-Balagha. See how beautiful is it. Sahifa Sajjadiyah, Nahj al-Balagha. Just the stories of our Imam. Just the stories of our Imam. How beautiful is it? Okay, no Imam, Quran. A book of Muslims. It has good translations. It has good explanations. Just recite it. Recite it and see how beautiful it talks. In that time, it talked about gravity. 14 centuries ago, talked about gravity. In that time, it talked about how the world is working. How the world is working. The structures it has. What's the mountains? What's the animals? Why are they here? It talks about that. It also talks about human beings. What's their mentality? What's their nature? And it fixes every problem that we have. Just with that book. It's a rich book until today. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So we have to do something. And one of the things that we can do today, in this day, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us, other than being a good person, being a good Muslim, is in our faith. The Imam wants from us to do du'as for him. That's one act. That's an easy act. He doesn't want you to tell others, just yourself, in your heart. Just do dua for our Imam. How many seconds will it get? Allahumma ajilla waliyik al-faraj. How much will it get from you? 5 seconds? 5 seconds? I don't think so. Just say that. The Imam wants that. Like we talked, Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam put the keys in our hand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the free will, because of this belief, we see in all history, He wants these turning points to be with us. He wants us to change it. Unless that He could have brought the Imam until now. There were so many situations that the Imam could have come. But he wants it from us. He says, you're not doing du'as, we're going to delay it. We're going to delay it. And it's going to change if you do du'as. First of all, the du'as affects your own life. أكثر الدعاء بتعجيل الفرج فإنه فرجكم. If you do du'a, that's going to be a relief for yourself. Yourself. It's going to affect your lives. If you want to be in a good situation, do du'a for your imam. Why? Because we know that our imams are so merciful, so compassionate. If you do du'as to them, they're going to do du'a to you. That's what we believe. That's what the imams told us. Al-Imam Al-Abu Shafiq. If you do something good to your father, he's going to give it back. He's going to pay it back. That's what he does. So do dua, first of all. Second of all, we want this injustice, this oppression, this difficulty to end. We want it to end. So we have to change it. We have to change it. Don't think that, okay, I'm one. It's not going to affect. That one person is going to affect. Sulaiman ibn Surad, he was a companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen. But he had some difficulties. He had some wrong perspectives. In the time of Imam Hossein, the people that would follow Sulaiman were 10,000 people. Why am I saying that? Because 4 years after this, with the Qiyam of Tawabin, revolution of Tawabin, the repenters, Sulaiman ibn Surad, he was one of them. Sulaiman ibn Surad, he was one of them. And with him came 10,000 people. With him. 10,000 people. If in the time of Imam Hussein, he would be with Imam Hussein would have 10,000 people. Just one person. That's how it's going to affect. And it's important for yourself. You want your own faith. The first thing is your own faith. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. First of all, yourself. You have to pay attention to yourself. The second is your relatives, your family. After that, if you can, go to others. Go to others. And we can, alhamdulillah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So today is the day that Bibi Zainab salamullah alayha, after that much difficulty, she was taken to Kufa. We have this beautiful story from the time of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. That we see after the war of Khaybar, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the woman of Khaybar, because of they were Jews, they were at captive, and then they would be released. But Safiya, there was this woman named Safiya and another woman that they were from the big tribes of Jews. And because of that, Amir al-Mu'mineen told Bilal, one of the companions of them, to take these women to the Prophet and let the Prophet make a decision what he should do. In the path, Bilal takes them and they go in the path where the men were killed. The men of Jew were killed in that path. And when she sees the bodies of them, in what situation they are, she starts crying. She starts crying. And then the Prophet sees this, that Bilal took the women in this way, and then they started crying. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi. The Prophet told Bilal that anuzi'at minka rahma, where's your mercy? They are women, they can't handle. They are fragile. Their heart can't handle this tragedy. You are making them go from this path that their own men are killed. In which situation they are killed? You are taking them in this path? We tell, Ya Rasulullah, la yawm ka yawmika ya Aba Abdullah. Where were you, Ya Rasulullah, on the day of Karbala, in Karbala? After Ashura, Shimr and Yazid, they went and took the captives on the way of them. On purpose, they said that these women have to look at that body. When they reached the pit hole of the death of them, ثم أخرج النساء من الخيمة وأشعلوا فيها النار فخرجن هواسر مسلبات حافيات باكيات. They went out of their tents. فلما نظر النسوة إلى القتلى سحنا وضربنا وجوههن. They started screaming and struck their faces. What they did respond, the enemy, what did they respond to this act of the women's? فأخذ يضربهن بالصوت. They began to whip the women's. واجتمع عليهن الناس حتى أركبوهن على الجماع. They gathered all around the women's until they forced them to go on the camels. But there was one kid that escaped from this. إن سكينة اعتنقت جسد أبيها الحسين. She went to the qatlegah and she fell on the body of Imam Hussein. What was their response there? Did they let the Bibi Sakina stay there? No, they didn't. فاجتمعت عدة من الأعراب حتى جروها عنه. They went above her. They took her until they forced her to go there. صلى عليك يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين. مات من حسين.